Like many others as a child, my parents were always taking pictures of me that I did not want. Then they would show them off to everyone without thinking about what I thought, or that I was embarrassed or shy or upset about them. In the end, it was all out of love, and I knew that. But for many others, it is a different story. These others are child stars, and the people taking their pictures without consent are not their parents. My topic is the problem of paparazzi, how they can stalk and take pictures of minors without consent, along with the effects, the causes, and finally some solutions to combat this horrible issue. According to the PEW Research Organization, privacy is one of Americans' biggest worries, and it got me thinking about what rights celebrities have. In regards to paparazzi and the consent needed to take their photos, that led me to the lack of rights for underage celebrities. While I may not be a child star with those issues, I have been an athlete since I was 5, and there are countless hours of video and photos that were taken of me and my teammates without our permission. No one asked me if they could post images or videos to Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, or Twitter, so I've not been able to really control my own likeness. This is especially critical when it comes to recruiting for college. You want to present your best performances so that by having other random people uploading your image online, you lose control of that image, and it could negatively impact people's perception of you, especially if it's per se you sorted after a curveball. It's not what you want. So to an extent, I get it. But on top of that, having photos taken by multiple strangers and put into public magazines without my permission, how that would scare me. I want to persuade you that there should be laws, rules, regulations when it comes to famous minors and their privacy, regarding being filmed or photographed by the paparazzi. It's so important to limit their ability to do what they do and have more legal protections. There's a lack of privacy laws regarding famous minors, and the effect of this lack of protection can lead to negative, life-changing results. Right now, there's only one law that resides in one state in the US of A that specifically targets child privacy and the paparazzi. According to the LA Times website, this law is in California, and it only covers children of celebrities and the children of any other people that may be drawing unwanted attention. The effects of this lack of shielding can result in trauma. For example, there is an article on the Insider website with Paris Jackson explaining that she has severe PTSD and anxiety from being followed around by the paparazzi as a kid. And even in an interview with Demi Lovato that I listened to one day on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, Demi recounts not only how scary it was for her that she was followed around by those paparazzi at a young age, but also she recounted one Halloween where her and her other child star friend just hid in her house all night to avoid the paparazzi. That's not how a kid should be living their life. Any kid. In summary, there are a lack of rules protecting famous children and is having harmful effects on them that somebody needs to put a stop to. However, as disappointing as the results are, the motives behind it are even worse, sadly. The people taking the photos are making money. Corporations are making even more money, and there's a massive fan base for celebrity news. This combined with the perfect storm for there to be no progress in the way of making new laws to protect young celebrities. Work.cron website states that the paparazzi can sell a photo for tens of thousands of dollars, and the companies that are buying them are raking in massive amounts of cash for these articles as well. In an article written by the BBC Corporation in the UK, it mentions the massive fan base for people who obsess constantly over celebrities and any information about them, with the combination of this cash cow fan base that just wants more, and corporate greed. There's an easy cause and effect relationship to see why this is even an issue at all. Next is the actual policy. Increasing the range, magnitude, and effects of these laws on top of acting them will take away a big negative from these poor kids' lives. Invoking laws in every state in the U.S. aimed at the paparazzi taking the pictures for the articles first, with hefty fines scaled to what they would have made for the photo to negate the profit that would have been made. Then, decent amount of jail time, around 30 years or more depending on the severity. And secondly, others targeting the big magazines and other corporations and such, with even heavier fines to make it not even worth their while. Jail time for the people responsible for purchasing and giving the go-ahead on said articles as well, and even possibly brief, long, or permanent shutdown of the company if they are a repeat offender, which I imagine many will try to be in the beginning. Once there are bigger punishments for these things that make people and companies deem it just not worth the risk, that's when actual change will happen. Because slaps on the wrist just aren't going to cut it. And it'll leave room for if the kid gives consent as well, and the punishments would be waived off. Other people are deterred from these actions with big consequences. We can prevent more kids from getting trauma, and finally, the issue is that there are little to no rules shielding child celebrities from paparazzi, and it's having a scarring effect on them. It is caused by how much money is being generated from it all, plus the fan base that just wants more. And the solution is just to make multiple state laws in every state in the U.S. preventing this action. Included will be heavy fines and a decent amount of jail time. For example, the one I described earlier in California is a blueprint. The saying goes, treat others how you want to be treated. I bet that if it was your privacy at stake at a young age, you'd want people to support your privacy too. If you wouldn't want strangers taking photos of you while you're just out to eat or getting coffee with your friends, invading your privacy, then I encourage you to support this idea. Thank you.